Hello and welcome to Authentic Thriving Podcast. On this podcast, we talk about our mental health well-being in a holistic way. We talk about our spirituality. We talk about different things that will improve your life. I am your host, Sonia, and on this podcast, which is our final one for 2023, this is the 12th podcast for the year. I've been consistent in bringing this out at a pace that suits me. And I'm super excited for that. Greater things will be coming up in 2024. And this podcast will be taking a different direction, similar to this, but a little bit different. My name is Sonia. If this is your first time of listening to this podcast, and if you have been listening to this podcast, thank you so much for always coming back, listening, and sharing to other people. If you've not subscribed on Apple or maybe Spotify or even on Audible and other platform where this podcast is being distributed and on YouTube, please do subscribe. Really, really appreciate your feedback whenever you listen to this. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about a reason, a season, and a lifetime. It is the end of the year. We are in December, and a lot of you will be taking inventory and doing some reflections based on the goals that you achieved and the ones that you did not achieve. Isn't it funny when we think about the ones that we achieved, we're like, oh yeah, good, I achieved that, you'll be proud of it. But when you think about the ones that you did not achieve, then you start thinking, why did I not achieve this? What could I have done different? This is one of the reasons I feel like failure is the best teacher and success can be a lousy teacher, because once you achieve it, a lot of us tend to just move on to the next projects. But when it's not successful, you tend to take a step back, stop, analyze what did not work, and then you find ways to make it better the next time so you become a success. Now, before you get on that journey, I want you to take a look at this. Before you start beating yourself up about the plans that did not work out, think about this. How was the plan set out in the first place? Was this set out in a smart way? Thinking about, was it specific? Did you set out to achieve a specific thing? Did you write it down? You know, in Habakkuk 2 verse 2, he said, we should write the vision down so that those that are running with it, they will understand it. That is me just paraphrasing, by the way. So, was it smart? Was it specific? Did you write it down, the goal, that particular goal, in a clear language that even if I'm not the one that owns the goal, if I have a look at it, I'll have an outline as to what you're trying to achieve. And if it was smart, was it measurable compared to your ability, compared to the resources that you have, compared to your network that you have right now, compared to the level that you're at right now? Was it measurable? And if you're measuring it, how did you fix the measurement? Did you say, okay, fine, if I'm able to contact this person and know that, okay, this goal, I'm going to meet it at the appointed time. If I'm able to do this skill at this time, then I'll be able to apply it at the next time. You know, these are the things that you should check. What are the things that were set in place? How did you measure it? If it was specific, how did you measure it? What are the signals? What are the things, the key things that you use to measure it? Because if you don't have those things in place, then it's not going to work. Then, was it achievable? Was it really attainable, achievable, as some people will call it? If it was achievable, then that's a plus as well. Now, was it realistic? For example, you are earning £5,000 a month, and then you are setting a goal to earn £5 million before the year runs out. How is that possible? From £5,000 to 5 million. These things takes process. It grows. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm just saying, is it really possible? The way you are planning to be based on the project that you're making, based on the job that you're targeting. Except, of course, you win a lottery. Then you have to dedicate time playing those raffle tickets, and they can be so unpredictable. Can play that for years before you win. So was it realistic, or was it just a little bit lower as well? Some people said goals is beneath them and is not challenging them enough. As a result, even before it starts, it ends because there is no motivation to follow through with the plans. Sometimes when it becomes too challenging, the problem with that is you start procrastinating. You procrastinate because you are not sure of even where to start. Then the final one in terms of making your goal smart was it time? Was it timed? Did you set a particular time? Did you just say by the end of 2023? If you did, that means December 31st, 2023. So, hey, don't give up yet. We still have few more days to go before the year runs out. So that is it if your goals were smart. The another thing you need to look at is your power. In terms of your focus, was it within your power? Because sometimes we set our goal like, oh, if I meet this person, they'll be able to connect me for this contract. They'll be able to connect me to this person. And then I'll be able to make X, Y, and Z. Then I'll be able to achieve X, Y, and Z. At the end of the day, if that is outside your power, then it's possible your goal may not be achievable. Because believe it or not, no matter how tight you are to your network, to your contacts, they also have their own projects. And if it's not in alignment with what they are doing at that time, then it's not going to work out because yours will not take priority over theirs. So you see, check your goals. Are they within your power? Do you have to rely too much on people to get that goal achievable? If you have to rely on people, what do you need to do to mitigate disappointment? You need to take that into consideration. Then we've talked about the first P, which is the planning, checking your planning, your power as well. You need to check as well what is within your power. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't do things that is outside your power, but you have to put things in place that will help you have as much control as possible. Because if you are relying on other people, then whatever stops them will automatically derail yours, will automatically stop you as well. Then the next one, we are moving on now to resources. What are the resources that you have in terms of finances, in terms of time? What are the things that you have? Your time is part of your resources. If you know you already have a tight schedule and you're just feeding more things in it, you become busy, but not productive. So you need to find what are your resources that you have in terms of finances, that project, that goal you're trying to achieve. What is the financial implication? If you are relying on other people again, or you're relying on things that you know that is not already in your savings, then it becomes a bit dicey, okay? And that alone can derail your goals. So check your resources. What are the resources that you have? If it's your network again, then you need to find out you want someone to speak in your event, for example. You need to tell them way in advance so that they can pen you in their schedule, in their diary, not pencil you in. Because if you are penciled in, they can rub you off with the eraser. Okay? Now, and the next one you need to we've looked at plan, we've looked at your power, we've looked at resources. Then the next one is the skills. The skills, what skills do you need to be able to execute this job? Who are the people that have the skills that you need? If you didn't have the skills, perhaps you need to pay for a course or pay for a training or pay to gain that skills one way or the other, or pay someone who has the skills to be able to deliver it for you. Those are the things that you need to be looking at, your ability. If you know you didn't have the ability, you set out to maybe, for example, design a website for your business by the end of 2023. Maybe you made a goal in June, and you don't even have any of the skills that is needed in terms of building a website. How do you think that's going to happen? How? your website is never going to be done because you keep procrastinating. So perhaps you need to buy a crash course to learn how to do a website, or you pay a professional who has the skills already, save you the time, will cost you your money, but it will save you the time. Those are just examples of it. Now, then the final one is the reason, season, and a lifetime. As the year is running to an end, you also need to take inventory of your network. Your network being the people, your connections, the people, your contacts, the people that you have in your circle. It's high time you learn this. You need to take inventory. Some people will say, women don't help women, Black people don't help Black people, we don't patronize one another. Some people are just, they will not celebrate you, they rather celebrate celebrities out there. Yes, those might be the case. However, if you find out that you are constantly complaining about the same thing, using the same narrative over and over again, perhaps it is time for you to know this. That, yes, there are relationships that come into your life. Some of them are there for a reason. A reason. When I mean a reason, they are there for a reason. Sometimes you might just be starting a new business, and this person is keen on supporting business starters. And they might be offering a mentorship program, maybe for 12 weeks to help stabilize business startup. So they are there for a reason in your life. They will help you within that 12 weeks. They will support you. They will give you all the necessary tools that is within their power to help you. The problem with this, however, is that when that person is done for the reason which is to help with your business startup, sometimes because they were so good, we want them in our life forever or within our lifetime. You see, that is misplaced priority. That person was never meant to be in your life forever or during your lifetime. The person was there for a reason. No matter how good they were to you, let them go. Sometimes we string along, we call them, we send them emails, trying to keep them longer in our life. But the truth is, they are not meant to be there for the whole of our lifetime. They are there for a reason. Let them go, so that your relationship with them will still be cordial. I've learned this, that there are reasons that people come into my life. I always want to find out at the beginning of that relationship. And once it clicks and the person is ready to go, once that reason has been achieved, vice versa, in my own case as well, if I'm the one being in that person's space, once it's gone, I do not string it along. I move. If you learn to know this, if you know about this, if you are mindful of this in your relationship, you will know peace. And you will have people in your life, in your network, that you may not see always. But when you see them, the relationship will still be respectful, will still be cordial in a mutual way. And now, the next one is there are some people that are there in your life for a season. A season. There are different seasons in our life. Let's say for a woman, for example, there's a time that we'll go to school, there's a time where we start our career or our business, there's a time where we'll become, we start dating seriously. There's a time where it's not in a chronological order, by the way, just different seasons. There are times where you're like, I want to build my spirituality. This is the season for me to build my spirituality so that going forward, it becomes a lifestyle. There are seasons where you're like, I want to build my business. And as such, the people I have around me, they're going to be business-minded, people that have been ahead before me so that they can help me, so that I don't have to reinvent the wheel. And then there are seasons where you're like, I just want to focus on my children. I want to make so much impact in their life so that by the time they are 18, I will look back, I'll know that they are independent, they are confident, they have integrity, and they are spiritually sound. There are seasons in your life where you're like, this season is my season of rest. I just want to rest, relax, and take things in a stride. This season, I'm just going to wait on the Lord. This season, I just want to have fun and just have a good time, book loads of traveling, go for different things that will help me to have a life that is sound, a life that is awesome. You see, there are different seasons in our life. You need to identify your season and then identify the people that you need in that season. For example, when I was bereaved, there are people that came into my life that season to help me just get through that bereavement. And after that, they didn't stay, they left. Doesn't mean I will not say, oh, I was not grateful for that season. I was grateful. But I found out that maybe there were some that I string along a little bit in terms of, oh, they were so nice to me when my dad passed. And then the relationship extended into other things. But you see, it did not survive. Those relationships did not survive because I was trying to string it along in a different way, unknowingly. And they were not there for that. They were not there for the next phase. Their own season was just during that bereavement season. And they did a fantastic job. And then I realized that when it came to the next phase, they were not as fantastic in terms of reliability, in terms of other things. They were not able to measure up. And I realized that it's time I let this person go because the season is over. So you need to look at yourself. There's new mothers. That's the season of their life. New mothers, yeah, having people that are just mothers around them. Might be people that have been through that cycle, they are just around you. However, you'll find out that by the time you go back to work, it doesn't mean you're not a mother still, you're still a mother. It doesn't mean you're not a father still, you're still a father. But you realize that your priority has changed. You've got the hand of looking after that baby, the toddler. Now is for you to try and win off yourself out of the maternity stage. You need to go back to work and catch up on the things that you've missed. So that season of your life is different. You may not have time for mothers meet up. You may not have time for mothers chat. You may not have time for play centers anymore. Does it mean those mothers, you not discarded them? No, you didn't. You did not discard them. All you've just done there is to prioritize your time, your season. You know your season that, okay, this is good. In order for us to live this relationship in a cordial way, I need to take a break now. Sometimes you inform people that, oh, I'm so busy now. I'm trying to prioritize getting back to work. There's so many things I've missed. I need to just get back to the swing of things. They will understand, and maybe you change the frequency that you meet, right? So I'm not saying you should just cut people off, but when you know this, you know peace, and you're able to build solid network that you still respect each other in a mutual way, right? And then the last one is for a lifetime. Now, it doesn't mean there are certain relationships that have to be in your life for a lifetime. It's more of there are key things that you learn in your time of your reason, the people you meet for a reason. There are key lessons that you learn in that season that you met some people. You take it with you for a lifetime, irrespective of the fact that those people have left. It doesn't matter. You will still take it with you for a lifetime. You will learn that, yes, there are people that were there for a reason, for a season, the lessons that they brought, the experiences that you gain, everything. You will take it with you for a lifetime for you to be able to be a better person, for you to have better relationship intelligence, for you to be able to have better emotional regulation and emotional intelligence, for you to be able to maintain spiritual intelligence, even business as well, your business knowledge. You will take those experiences with you for a lifetime in order for you to be better in your lifetime. And then there are some relationships that will stay in your lifetime. Remember, maybe your family members, they're in your lifetime. But sometimes those family members, because they are your family members by blood, it doesn't mean they also have right to come into your space all through your lifetime. Okay, so you need to be able to know this, that there are some people, like your husband will be there for a lifetime, right? If you're in a good relationship, if you don't split and all of that stuff, they will be there for you. And as a spouse as well, you also do the same thing. Your children will be in your life for a lifetime. But the beauty of that is all the lessons that you've learned from your reason, your season relationship will help to make your relationship for a lifetime better, will help you make you a better person. So as the year is going to an end, it's time you check not just your goals. Have I achieved this goal? Have I achieved that goal? Also check your network. Your network. Check your relationship. There's some that need to go. Because, yes, they were there for a reason, but you are stringing them along to go for a lifetime. They do not have that capacity. They don't have that capacity. So at the end of the day, you end up falling out with them and you're like, but we're really good at first. Were they pretending? They were not pretending. When they were serving their reason, they were authentic. Or when they were serving their season, they were authentic. However, you are not trying to string them into a lifetime. The capacity is not there. So at the end of the day, your expectation of them is more than they can deliver. Their expectation of you is more than you can deliver. So let some people go. Prune yourself of some relationship and travel light. There's no point knowing a lot of people trying to service all this relationship. And you end up getting tired and burnout. You all know I don't like burnout. So take inventory as the year is coming to an end. Take financial inventory as well, because we all need finances in one way or the other to pay the bills, to, pay for the resources that we need to achieve. Sometimes you can even you can fund your goals with your network, doing trade by barter. So this is the reason why it's very important that you keep pruning your relationship. There are some, the closeness will not be much, but when you see each other, you still have a good banter, you have a good drink, you have a good meal, you have a good outing with them. You still support one another at that present time. And after that, until we see again. So thank you all so much for listening to this podcast. It's not easy sometimes to just stay and just speak. I have to do some research sometimes. I have to use some experience sometimes. But I've decided that on this podcast, it's not about bringing guests, because I do so many other things that I bring guests. I've decided that this podcast, this is going to be my personal journey, bringing you in my personal journey, bringing you in my learning experience. And we're learning together. So if there's any topic that you want me to cover, if there's any topic that you want me to talk about in 2024, hey, drop me a message, because this podcast is also shared live on my YouTube, Sonia. So drop a message in the comment section and I'll be able to reach out to you. Until I come your way again, have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Have a great time. And also have a blessed New Year 2024. Thank you for listening to all the podcasts. If you have not catch up on them, this is the 12th one. Start from episode 1 and just binge watch this. Do me a favor. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Share on your status on social media. And let's get more people to hear about this podcast. Thank you so much. If you want to join me or check me out on my social media, Sonia on YouTube, Sonia on Instagram, and on Facebook as well. Until I come your way again, take care and God bless. I remain your host, Sonia. Bye for now.